Who am I? Where do I come from? Why am I here? These seem to be very basic questions, and they may be simple answer. Are they basic? All the religions of the world, they revolve around answering these questions, and yet none of them seem to agree to come to a point, to one answer. My purpose is to explain why I am here. Obviously, if you go to the religious answers, the basic concept starts from, am I this body? Obviously, I'm not this body, otherwise, I will not be saying, this is my body. There's somebody else in my body. And what is that? It may be soul, it may be a super entity. We'll come to those questions, those type of answers later on. Let me explain. Who am I? I am Gambhir Watts. I originate from, maybe my ancestors, they come from Kashmir. We are Kashmiri Brahmins. Then my great grandfather migrated to a place called Lahore, which was then India, now in Pakistan. Then my father, after his schooling, he moved to London. He was there for 20 years. That's where our surname comes, Watts. My father lived in London for 20 years. He studied graduation in medical science, and he joined Royal Air Force. He married a British lady while in London, and then he worked in Tanganyika as a forest officer for some years. When his wife, I think her name was Jenny, she died, he moved back to India. And then he married my mother, who was in Sialkot, then again a place now in Pakistan. While in his duties with Royal Air Force, he was transferred to Bombay, sometimes around 1945-46. That's where I was born. After independence of India, I was born in independent India. So I'm born, brought up in Bombay with a varied background. While in Bombay, I struggled quite a lot. And that struggle, I had to study and work simultaneously. And that struggle made me a very strong person. And I acquired a very varied knowledge in different fields. I started my study with science, then studied arts, advanced economics, financial management, and I was interested in figures, so I studied statistics, commerce, then cost accountancy, and because I was studying and working, so I found a job in a bank, in a large national bank in India. I worked in bank for 10 years and rose to, in short time I rose to quite senior position of a branch manager. And before being a branch manager, I had a chance of interacting with number of branches, more than 100 branches under my control, from whom I was collecting all the information and compiling those reports for the regional office and then for head office. And then I decided that the banking is not my love. I should be using my skills, which were varied skills in industrial area and cost accounting and other things which were not being used by banks. So I started my own project consulting business in 1980 actually. So for 12 years I was doing all projects, industrial, commercial, medium and large, with joint ventures from all over the world. I could get joint ventures from very large companies from US and Germany. That was my approach, my way of working, my way of negotiating with people. And some of the companies they became quite big. They went public issues as well. So I was coordinating public issues, again interacting with topmost executives, corporate executives, and the financial wizards from India and abroad. In that process of 12 years, I must have set up at least 150 new projects, and many of them were right from scratch. The big industries, they had so much confidence in me. They will come to me. They say, we have young sons. We want to develop something for them, their own, but they have no idea. But we can give money, so you guide us what they should be doing. So in that process, I have to understand the background and the mindset of their children. What are their expertise? What are their their like and dislikes? And based on that, I'll come out with a number of suggestions, and then they choose from those. And I'm very happy that most of those projects which they selected, they were set up again from, I used to call, from concept to commissioning. So after 12 years, but in that process of 12 years, I had to deal with humongous corruption. Because in those days, for any approval, in those days for India, the projects needed a large number of approvals from different government authorities, and every step I had to deal with corruption. I got frustrated. Then I moved to Australia in 92.